Random thoughts. This is another random thoughts video. Now, recently I visited my mom, an aging lady, and I told her that I'm doing some little farming in my compound. Of course, just a kitchen garden, growing some vegetables and things like that. And she was excited about that, and she went into her store and brought out stuff that was kept, and she opened, and there were so many different types of seeds, and she told me some of these seeds had not been used for maybe up to a decade, and she had just kept them. And she told me, oh, you can take this type of vegetable, this type of plant, you go plant this and these pumpkins and um, African vegetables and stuff like that. And she gave me different types of seeds, which I brought. She also gave me some cuttings of some kales or skuma wiki to plant, which are doing very well at this point. And I brought them and I planted them. And what did not cross my mind at that moment is that we were actually breaking the law, and um, we were doing something that could easily land us into jail, prison for about 2 years, and maybe a fine of about 1 million shillings, which is about close to $8,000. That did not cross my mind, and for sure, I know she did not even imagine that. She would be shocked to learn that by just giving me seeds that she had collected from her farm, she was actually breaking the law. She does, up to now, I know she does not know that. And this is the case with so many small scale farmers. They don't know that. Growing in the village, it was a normal thing for people to collect seeds and to keep them. And maybe the neighbor will come to your house and be like, I like the vegetables you have, the saga, your saga tastes so nice or so good. Give me the seeds of this saga. I go and plant in my own kitchen garden, or my own kitchen garden, so that I have this mboga that you have. And that's how people have lived. And it's something simple, easy. That's how humans have lived for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. We have to bear that in mind, that for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, there have never been seed companies that had the rights to the seeds, and that these companies are the ones that will provide seeds to the people. No, the people have always had seeds. Seeds have been held by people. But turns out, not long ago in Kenya, a law was passed. And this law was called the Seed and Plant Varieties Act. Now, this is around, I think, maybe 2014, 2015. Like many of similar laws, these are laws that are passed without much uh, publishing, without much fanfare. So nobody really knows about it. It just happens, and it becomes a law, and nobody knows about it. And maybe the day somebody is arrested and taken to court and charged, that's when people realize actually there's a law like that. This is one such laws. But there are people who took notice, and they went to court, and they just won. The court just declared the law unconstitutional. There is no way you are going to bar people from sharing seeds. And there is another law that was almost passed, and people made a lot of noise. It's a similar law, and this is a law that was going to make it a crime to actually use manure as fertilizer. If you keep animals, you take the manure, you put it on the farm, and you use it as manure. It's very good fertilizer, actually. Animal droppings are some of the best types of manure you can get, or fertilizer. And this law was going to make that illegal. And these laws are passed. And the reason why these laws are being passed is because these laws, similar laws, have been passed and they've been very successful. A classic example is laws against indigenous brews, Moratina, Busa. If you are a Kenyan, you know. These are home brewed alcohol, or beer. They are harmless. In fact, they are uh, less harmful, way less harmful than what comes out of factories that people consume, and killing so many people actually. But they were banned during colonial times. And when Kenya became independent, Our politicians did not take or make an effort to remove that. In fact, they made it even worse. And I think there is um, there is a reason for that, and often the reason is the multinationals collude with the politicians, the legislators, to pass laws that give an edge and an advantage to their products in the market. So having people brew their own beer makes the market less for them, because people are going to brew Busa, Muratina, just get sugarcane or get some honey or some maize or whatever, and brew your beer at home, and it's as good as what you can buy at the bar, and that's not good for business. So what do you do as a corporate entity? You lobby, you collude with politicians, maybe even pay them some money, and then you make people not brew the alcohol so that they can buy yours. Now, coming back to the seeds, people are looking at it from the angle of, oh, there are these poor farmers who might not afford to buy expensive seeds. The law should allow them to exchange seeds. It's more than that. It actually goes deep down into the existence of us as humans. It's freedom. It's taking away freedom. If multinationals are going to control seeds, they are basically controlling our lives. Like, they will basically control our lives, and they are going to pass more and more laws of such type, or they are going to push for such kinds of laws, and in the end, we lose freedom. We lose freedom to our seeds, and we lose freedom to land, because there's also an effort to take away land. And people seem not to understand what it means to own land. People seem not to understand. People think land is no big deal. I can just have these other jobs or these other investments, and land is no big deal, and I'm okay as long as somebody's producing. But there are so many things that are going wrong if you don't own your own land where you produce your own food. The production of the food, the people who produce food for commercial purposes, they cut corners because they need to make a profit. They are chasing a profit. And often, while chasing a profit, your health is sacrificed. They have to, if they have to sacrifice your health for profits, they do it, and they do it every other time. And so, if you don't produce your own food, somebody else is producing it because they are profit motivated. You are likely to be sacrificed. Your health is likely to, and that's happening. So, owning your own piece of land, I think, is something that most of us should start prioritizing more. And producing our own food is something we need to prioritize more. And owning land, owning seeds is freedom. If we lose that, we become serfs. That's what happens. We become serfs of the multinationals, and we do what they want, or they do whatever they want to do with our health. So this is a landmark win, or ruling, as they say, the people who know the law. Uh, it is a huge win. It's interesting that the mainstream media is not giving it the coverage that I thought it needs to get. This is a huge win, and maybe there should be more awareness in the population about such things, that we are not talking about affordability here. We are talking about freedom. Um, Freedom in a republic, that you should be free as an individual. Once you are made to be reliant on the state or other people, then there is a problem. People should have the freedom of choosing to break away from civilization and go and live their life if they choose to. You don't have to, but you should have that option, that I can choose to go and get some piece of land somewhere in the rural Okitang, and do farming, get water, get solar energy, and do everything there and produce my own food. I don't have to buy seeds. I can just develop my own seeds in the farm, and I'm okay, and nobody is disturbed with that. But if we lose freedom to seeds, it means even if you get your land in Lokitang, somebody will come and be like, where do you get the seeds from? If you don't buy the seeds from the local seed store, then we are going to arrest you, and you are going to pay a fine of up to $1 million. And in fact, you might go to prison for up to 2 years. That's serious. That's serious. That means they are tying you down, that you have to consume what we produce. It does not matter whether we are cutting corners because we want to maximize profits. It does not matter. You have to consume what we produce. So yeah, we should celebrate more about this ruling. Those are my random thoughts.